Hey Forex Fortune Hunters, Tom Wilmot. In this video we're going to take yet another look at how to scalp the pound yen. In this particular case we're talking about Monday the 28th of October in 2019. This setup doesn't happen all the time, but it's been twice in the last 4 days, so here you go. Let's take a look. Hold on to your hat. We'll get started right after this. Okay, Fortune Hunters, before we get going, I want you to pay attention. It's going to be a short video, and at the end of the video, I'm going to describe to you how you can get all these indicators at no cost to you at all. I have them in a Dropbox file, and you can download it for free by visiting my website. So I'll give you more instruction on that at the end of this quick video. The other day we showed you how the pound yen is a very cooperative pair to use for scalping, especially as you begin in various of the currency openings. And I call that the Asian Open, which would be about 8 o'clock at night on the east coast of the U.S. The Asian session starts then. It's usually a little quieter, but with the yen involved, you can always maybe get some action. Then, of course, there's the London Open, which is between 2 and 3 on the East Coast, about 7 or 8 o'clock in London, and that one also usually has some fireworks. Although the U.S. session has become more important over the last several years, and you can see why in this video as we continue. So let's just set the stage. We're going to use our 3 events indicator. It's not different materially from the other templates that we use, but bottom line here is that it does give you a specific kind of approach to things, and it's 3 or more indicators and events happening in succession. First of all, you'll notice here we've got our chandelier, and that switches from red resistance to white support. We have also 3 indicators, moving averages, EMA. I use the 12, the 24, and then I think I've dropped this from a 47 or 50 down to a 36. This is actually the 47 now, but it can be that or the 30, 36, 38, whichever one suits your fancy. You can play around with these a little bit, but on this 5-minute chart, which we're using this morning, this is the setup that you see. So once we get the first event, that is the chandelier taken out here, that situation is represented by this yellow star, and then the blue star indicates that all 3 of these averages are now in wonderful stacked order. We have the 12 above the 24, and then we had a crossover also of the 12 and the 47. So that's the situation on this one. My RSI down at the bottom just helps me look at support. Notice here when we had this pullback to the 24, we pulled into this 45-55 range of the RSI, but did not breach it. And as a result of that, you can see that's when we got the nice uptick. So you can either take the trade right at the base of this, or you can wait for the reversal. It isn't really that big a deal. Your basic pip risk at this point would be back down into this area. That's 15 pips to the downside. If you were to take it at the base of this candle, which is a little riskier perhaps, then you've got 11 pips down to the chandelier support area. Notice that we had moved upwards, so probably you're going to get some pretty good resistance and support in this area. So in any event, notice that what happens now is when we enter, we don't enter exactly at the time of the blue star. We do wait for the pullback. If you wanted to, what you could also do here is you could drop down to a 1-minute chart. Let's take it here from this blue arrow, and let's drop down to the 1-minute chart. And we'll cut over here and see where we are. We have to just find it now and see where our yellow line took place. There's the opening of the New York Stock Exchange, which is our purplish vertical dashed line. And here's our 8 o'clock in the morning beginning of the U.S. session. Notice that in this area here we had a pullback at that particular moment in time. This was the pullback on the 1 minute chart that actually dropped us down below. So if you wanted on the 1 minute, you could wait for the uptick and then another pullback. They occur in all orders. And then notice we did have our big move on the 1 minute as we got a big push upwards right after 9:30 East Coast time. Let's just double check this and see if we've gotten in after this pullback on the 1 minute, which is the most conservative. Our risk is only 4 pips to the downside, and our upside is 40.5 pips. So that's not a bad morning's work. If you're in a full contract, $10 a pip, you've got a $400 deal going there. And typically, at this point in the day, your pound-yen spread is going to be about 3 pips. So let's drop back now to the 5 minute chart and just see how we would work on that one there. Here was our situation. We had this pullback into the bands. Get rid of the yellow line so as not to confuse us completely. And notice we did have this pullback in the London session. We had a move to the upside, then a continuation and some chop and consolidation. This is also good news because what's happened now is we move into the U.S. session on an uptick, and there's your pullback, and there's your launch to the full extent of the 40 or 50 pip range. Okay, guys, hope that's helpful. Keep your eye out for that particular setup each day with the 3 events Metatrader template that we share with you. And as I promised, down in the description, there's a link to our webpage, fxfortunehunter.com, and that set of free indicators where you can just ask for an invitation to Dropbox. No obligation at all. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below in the comments field or over on our website. And please like our videos if they're helpful to you. And don't forget to subscribe so you'll hear about future alerts. So thanks for watching. And now, guys, let's get some pips.